All right. Do a quick little audio test. Make sure everything's working. It is great. Oh, we got a convoy nearby. I'm gonna do this. Okay. I honestly wasn't expecting to do a convoy this time. I was actually fully anticipating doing something else, but that's great. So what my plans for today is... My plans for today is to go around doing all the collectibles that we can at this time before we go ahead and do the main story. We only have 4 main missions left. And after that, we just have to do all the side activities before we're done with this DLC. I want to try and make a dent on the chest that we're going to be getting. So, we got our first convoy of 5, I believe. That's great. Oh, first convoy of 4. And we just need one more starving citizen. We have that done. So basically what I'm going to try and do is go around and try and grab all the chests that I can, as well as taking the time to do any events that pop up. Basically, I want to make sure that once I'm done with the story, I only have just a little bit left to do in the base game, or in this DLC, this episode of this DLC, before I can move on to the next one. This is going to be a full 3-hour live stream. So I will be, this will be a full 3-hour live stream, so I will be actually going ahead and doing, presumably completing this live stream. But let me go ahead and put back on Wolf Cloak. And since we clear these enemies out, we will be grabbing this chest. Got raw meat. I'm really looking for upgrades at this time. Really want to know what upgrades I'll be getting in this DLC. Okay, let's move on to the next chest. I will say I've been actually looking forward to this stream all week, and I will actually apologize for canceling my live stream last night. I actually had a group meeting supposedly at 12 for school, but I was just been waiting around for a link to the Zoom meeting. I never got one. So about like, I also had a bad case of insomnia the night before, so I only got like 5 hours of sleep, so I was falling asleep the entire time. But I will be actually going ahead and doing a full 3-hour live stream in the next week for Far Cry. For Far Cry 3, but it's not gonna be obviously till another week. But I don't want to get on a horse. But I anticipate a full 3-hour live stream to make up for what happened last time. I really was not expecting to cancel my live stream yesterday, and it was a mix of me wanting to make sure that I don't completely like screw over my group member, because I want to try and give her a chance to try and like send me an invite to the Zoom meeting, but I never got one. So I'm assuming either something came up or she just forgot. But I also felt like that my commentary wouldn't be that good because I was just falling asleep all day long. So I instead just took Saturday as a time to try and catch up on my uploading my videos to YouTube, my streams to YouTube. So hopefully everyone's okay with that. It's just something I really wasn't anticipating. Okay. I never actually used the I never actually used a musket for any combat. It's actually doing something completely new. Got a new weapon. The board. I already got this. Is this not safe? I already got a boarding axe. I guess it's didn't save for some reason. That's weird. Let's go ahead and get this last entry for the Starving Citizen. There we go. Don't need to help any more Starving Citizens now. I'll say I'm really excited to see which direction this story is going, because once again, I'm like going into this completely blind. I never played this DLC before, so I'm really kind of excited to see what will happen once we face Washington. Like, the story is called Redemption. The final episode is called Redemption. I'm assuming maybe... I'm assuming possibly we may have like a moment where we're able to save George Washington, I mean. Called him King Washington on accident. But I don't know. I really don't know which direction this game is gonna go. Really could go either way at this point. Obviously, I know that Connor's probably not going to die, but Either we kill George Washington, I almost called him King Washington once again. Either we kill George Washington or we're able to save him. I don't know. I do kind of notice that whenever we take down a target, they seem to have like a moment of clarity where they realize they were wrong. So maybe we'll be able to save Washington that way. I don't know. I did not even touch anything. At least I didn't see anything I touched. I have no idea why the thing freaked out there. I do love taking enemies as human shields. Always satisfying to me. I love the double executions. Maximum arrows, maximum cartridge, maximum rope darts. I love that guard is just sitting on the edge. Looks like almost like a civilian pose. Come on. I love the combat in this game. I cannot get over this enough. Like, the combat in this game is just so smooth and flawless. I absolutely love it. I mean, I mentioned this many times in my stream series, but if you played like one combat combat thing with like in the older Assassin's Creed games, both Ezio Auditore and Altair, if you played it enough times, you will notice that the combat is just very repetitive. Like, if you use a sword and you get into one combat scenario, you will actually pretty much see everything in that one thing. And the same is true for Altair, where the combat just really doesn't vary. In my opinion, like, the daggers things are always more animated. But there's more variety in this game. I just absolutely love it. Oh my god, my batteries. Hold on, change my batteries. Good. Oh, something I forgot to mention. I was actually wanting to show this off at the beginning of the live stream, but my last game that I completed was Outriders, but I was unable to get the final achievement on stream because it involved a lot of farming, and I said I was going to do that offline. It took me a collective total of possibly 9 hours of farming, but I did finally get Outriders to 100% completion. There was supposedly a new DLC coming called World Eater, I believe. When that releases, I will be hosting what I refer to as an emergency live stream, where I'll be temporarily replacing the game that has the most amount of work to do, which at this point may still be Skyrim, but we will see. And what I will be doing is I will be temporarily replacing the game that has the most work to do, and I'll be streaming Outriders to show off the new content. So that is basically my overall plans with the new DLC releases. I really hope they actually expand on the campaign and they don't just release new freaking expeditions. Because expeditions are quite possibly my least favorite part of the expeditions are quite possibly my least favorite part of the okay. My expeditions are possibly my least favorite part of the DLC of the game, and it's just really so boring to me. Well, one of you guys start attacking me. Thank you. Now I have the big boy left. God. I've been trying to say, but the combat was just being very distracting. Expeditions were quite possibly the most least entertaining part of the game, in my opinion, simply because of the fact that it is just so monotonous and boring. In my opinion, it could have been a lot better if they just expanded on the story, but they try to make a multiplayer section that just got... I stated in the past that, when I was streaming at Outriders, that it's like they took the, it's like they took the worst aspect of Outriders, which is like the combat, okay, you need to stop. That they took the worst aspect of Outriders, which is, in my opinion, the which is in my okay, I'm gonna die. Which is, in my opinion, like the thing where you have to just fight hordes of enemies, and they just kind of made like a entire game mode of it. And it was so boring. And in my opinion, like, the quest and the story were probably the strongest. Okay, this is another thing I already got. No, this is actually different. Yeah, because the chest I got was over here. Okay. In my opinion, the way that... The one things I liked about Outriders was the story and the quest design. But honestly, most of the repeated gameplay loop is just clearing out waves of enemies, which can be kind of boring. And that's one thing I didn't like about it. And they kind of made an entire game mode of expeditions just centered around that mechanic. And it's really only made for multiplayer. And yes, you can have your build set up in a way where you can actually solo an expedition. But I find that rarely, unless you respec and you mod your gear to be able to solo expeditions, I found that you constantly have to replace your gear as you get better items, which is just kind of is very expensive in a way, because you kind of burn through resources, and I honestly just kind of find it better to just stick with the loot that I get. But it's really stupid. And if they just make the DLC where they just they just made the DLC where they essentially just it's called just expand on the expeditions, and that'll just be very boring. I really don't know how I'm gonna handle that. Every now and then I look down my stream and I notice that I have like a new person watching, and I try and I try to ignore the not really ignore it, but I try and like do my commentary as normal. But it's just every now and then I see people just wanting watching me, and I just try and take it as okay, I'm gonna die. Okay, I didn't die. I try and like handle it as I normally would, just without like really acknowledging it. But there'll be times when I just look down and I notice that they just left, and I just can't help but feel like I'm doing something wrong. But I don't know. I did kind of notice that I'm really trying to still learning things as a Twitch streamer and still trying to figure things out, but thankfully I haven't really had any issues with copyright or anything. But honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it honestly wouldn't surprise me if I somewhere down the line I just get my channel banned or something because something I did on stream. Because I noticed that a lot of streamers are getting banned for some of the times I notice that streamers get banned is like for a reason that I can understand. Like they would uh play like a copyrighted song or whatever on their thing, or do something stupid. Like a lot of streamers got banned recently for a lot of streamers got banned recently for what's called streaming like animes like Naruto, which is just it's just kind of really dumb in my opinion. Because of course you're gonna get banned for copyright. You're streaming content that you don't own. But at the same time, there's some times when I find that people have been banned for simply just voicing their opinion on a political thing. Like I remember there was, I remember hearing in the past that there was a streamer that got banned for vocating their beliefs about, this was like years ago, maybe a year ago, but it was about a streamer who was advertising like the liberation or something of Hong Kong, which was like a thing that happened, like democracy in China essentially, which was a thing that was popular like a year or so ago. And I just I can understand why, because freedom of expression, freedom of speech is like an entirely American tradition. But at the same time, I feel like we shouldn't be censored just simply because we're just voicing our political opinions. And that's something that I kind of noticed that happened with some streamers. But I'm really hoping. I feel like if anything, I will probably get banned for just saying something controversial or something. But it's just I've been very careful lately, so I don't really think it's possible for me to get banned for saying for just playing music or something, because I've been very careful about that. I'm still afraid that one of these days I will get banned for something. And if that happens, I'll just move over to YouTube. Because at least YouTube is more forgiving, I guess. Where if you play a copyrighted song, you just simply can't make money off of the video. At least that's how I think it works. I'm still like learning things as a Twitch streamer and still trying to figure things out. In fact, I recently found out that there's actually a function on Twitch called a wallet, where you can store money and things like gift cards and stuff. They can just donate money onto streamers, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I'm still very new to the streaming game, still trying to figure things out. Okay, so as we clear these enemies out, we got 2 chests to pick up. I hope just me just talking about this doesn't actually make it so that I get like a strike on my channel or something. Because I noticed that, again, as I mentioned before, I noticed that some streamers just get banned for seemingly reasons that I just don't seem to understand, but just hope that me just talking about this doesn't actually give me a strike. Because the rules of Twitch admittedly are very weird. Some of them are straightforward, but a lot of them are just kind of vague and I don't really understand many of them. So, I'm like, my channel is 2 years old and I would still say that it's still like a learning experience for me. I'm still trying to figure things out, but it's just very strange to me. I'll say. Somewhere is a chest, and I don't know where. I'm assuming there's a place to go down below somewhere. I'm gonna be over here. Who's next? Who's next? Hey, everyone's dead. Let's get this chest. I will say we only have 4 main story missions left in this episode before moving on to the next one. So we don't really have that much left to do. That was a really cool animation. Wow. Also, it's way too bright in this room. Okay, who's next? I'm really thankful that I do not have a notoriety thing, even though I'm always like getting attacked or anything or something, but it's just very nice. I never really did care for notoriety. I was just thought it was kind of an annoying mechanic.